You think you are lazy, but that is the first lie. You think you lack discipline. Another lie. The real enemy is living inside your skull. You know what you should be doing. The gym, the work, the difficult path. You see it clearly. Yet somehow, you never move. Another day disappears. Not with a battle, not with a failure, but with hesitation, a quiet delay, 5 minutes, that become another lost year. You blame yourself. You say, I should be stronger, but strength was never the problem. Your brain was never built for greatness. Your brain has one mission: survival. And survival loves comfort. Comfort means safety. Comfort means less energy burned. To your ancient brain, hard work looks like danger. So, when you try to change, the system fights back. Fatigue appears. Distraction appears. Excuses sound logical. And slowly, your own mind sedates you. Look around. This world is engineered for comfort. Food appears instantly. Entertainment never ends. Validation is one click away. The modern world does not train warriors. It manufactures consumers. Imagine a man who eats cake all day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you offer him a raw apple, he will reject it. Not because the apple is bad, but because his taste has been corrupted. Your brain is that man. And the internet is the cake. Short videos, notifications, endless scrolling, cheap pleasure, cheap dopamine. You have trained your brain to expect reward without effort. So when real work appears, your brain panics. No reward, no instant pleasure. So it screams, escape. This is why boredom feels painful. Silence feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels dangerous. But boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the signal. The moment boredom appears, most people reach for distraction. They anesthetize the signal. But a few people listen to it. If you understand this truth, write one word below: awake. Because the moment you notice the trap is the moment you begin to escape it. Now the real process begins. First, you must starve the beast, not your body, your brain. Because a brain drowning in pleasure will never chase effort. Your mind has been overfed. Endless stimulation, endless noise, endless escape. So real effort tastes bland, just like an apple to a man addicted to cake. So you remove the noise. No scrolling, no endless music, no stimulation every minute. Just silence. At first, your brain will panic. It will demand something. Anything. A screen, a distraction, a hit of dopamine. But if you refuse, something strange happens. Your brain gets hungry, desperate. And when stimulation is scarce, even difficult work starts to look interesting. The same mind that avoided effort begins to crave it. This is the secret of the elite. They are not more disciplined. They simply removed the alternatives. When comfort disappears, effort becomes the only path. And the brain always follows the only path left. There is a moment, a very small moment, where your future dies. Not in failure, not in disaster, but in hesitation, You have a thought. I should start. Immediately, another voice appears. Later. Tomorrow. 5 minutes. This is the negotiation. And negotiation is where dreams go to die. Because the brain is brilliant. It can justify anything. You are tired. You deserve rest. You can start tomorrow. Perfect logic. Perfect excuses. Perfect prison. So, here is the weapon. The override. A kill switch. Simple. Brutal. Effective. The rule is simple. When the thought appears, you move. 3 seconds. No debate. No emotion. Just motion. If this perspective feels dangerous, let this idea travel. Some minds are waiting to wake up. The brain is fast. Faster than you. The moment difficulty appears, it deploys defenses. Fatigue, doubt, distraction, all within seconds. Your limbic system wakes up. It scans for threats. And to your primitive brain, effort is a threat. So it sends a message. Stay still. Stay safe. This moment is the gap. The space between thought and action. Most people fall here. They wait. They think. They negotiate. I will start tomorrow. I need motivation. I am not ready yet. Perfect sentences. Perfect traps. Because the longer you wait, the louder the excuses become. So the rule is brutal. No thinking. No debate. When the thought appears, you move. Immediately. Before the brain prepares its defense. 3 seconds. That is all you have. 3 seconds. To ambush your own mind. Move before the fear wakes up. Move before the excuses speak. Move. And the system breaks. 3 seconds. That is the window. Not 3 minutes. Not 3 excuses. 3 seconds. Miss that window, and the brain takes control again. If you hesitate, the limbic system wakes up. The ancient animal, it floods your body with resistance. Suddenly, everything feels harder. You sit down to work. Immediately the mind whispers, check your phone. Just one video. Just one break. It sounds harmless, but it is the beginning of surrender. So you move first. Before the whisper grows louder, stand up, sit down, open the laptop, start the task. Action before emotion. Most people think motivation comes first. It does not. Action creates motivation. Movement creates momentum. Motion creates emotion. The moment you move, something shifts. The brain notices. A new pattern begins. If this idea resonates with you, pass this insight forward. Some people are still waiting for the moment they realize action must come first. Now we go deeper. Past action, past discipline, into perception. Why do you avoid hard things? Because they hurt. Because they feel uncomfortable. Your brain interprets pain as danger. Your brain interprets stress as something wrong. So the signal becomes clear. Stop, but think about the gym. When your muscles burn, do you panic? Do you run? No. You smile. Because you understand the signal. Pain is the rep. Friction is the rep. Every difficult moment is the mind lifting weight. So the elite do something strange. They reverse the signal. Stress, good. Difficulty, perfect. Resistance, exactly where growth lives. When the resistance appears, say this to yourself. This is the rep. This is the work. This is what separates me. Because it does. There is another problem. Deeper than discipline. Deeper than motivation. Identity. Because you will never act against who you believe you are. If you believe I am lazy, then every action must confirm that story. Your mind will sabotage progress just to stay consistent. So the first step is brutal. You kill the old identity. Not slowly. Not politely. You destroy it. You are not a lazy person trying to work harder. You are an operator. A builder. A machine. Machines do not negotiate. You become two people. The commander and the soldier. The commander sets the plan. The soldier executes. No debate. When identity shifts, everything becomes easier. Because now, action is not effort. It is simply who you are. Not all dopamine is equal. Some pleasures are loud, instant, explosive. They light up the brain and disappear in seconds. Scrolling, notifications, endless entertainment. Cheap dopamine. It spikes your brain, then leaves it emptier than before. But there is another kind. Quiet dopamine. Slow dopamine. Earned dopamine. The kind you feel after the work is done, after the workout, after the deep work, after the task you avoided. That feeling is different. It settles in your bones. This is the real loop. Trigger. Override. Action. Reward. Repeat it long enough, and your brain rewires itself. Eventually, something strange happens. You start craving effort, not comfort, not distraction. Effort, because effort becomes the source of peace. There is one final shift. The most important one. Discipline alone is not enough, because discipline can still collapse. Identity does not. Most people live as victims of their own emotions. I feel tired. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel ready. But operators do not ask how they feel. Inside you, there must be two roles: the commander and the soldier. The commander decides what must be done. The soldier executes. No emotion, no debate, no hesitation. The soldier does not question orders. You create triggers, uniforms, rituals, signals. Headphones on, machine mode activated. Your brain learns patterns. Environment becomes command. Desk means work. Gym means training. When the ritual begins, the mind obeys. Inside you, there is a war. Not a metaphor, a real war. Between two versions of yourself. The lower self wants comfort, distraction, safety. It whispers, stay here, do less, relax. The higher self wants something else. Growth, power, meaning. It whispers, climb. Every hard choice feeds one side of the war. Comfort feeds the shadow. Effort feeds the king. Do this enough times and something happens. The shadow weakens. The excuses fade. The noise gets quieter. The shadow never dies. But it stops ruling. It becomes what it was meant to be. A servant, not the king. In the end, there is no secret, no hidden trick, no magical motivation. Only one decision repeated again and again. Every day life offers the same fork: comfort or growth. The easy path is always louder. The harder path is always quieter. But those who learn the override discover something strange. The hard path gets easier, not because it changes, because you do. Your brain rewires. Effort becomes normal. Discipline becomes identity. And the things that once felt impossible become routine. One day, you will look back at the person who used to hesitate, and you will barely recognize him. The war inside you never truly ends, but you learn how to lead it. So, if you are walking this path now, stay close, subscribe, turn on the bell, because the next lesson might be the one that changes everything.